Archangel Michael says, you keep getting overlooked because someone is altering your path. There are moments when everything around you feels silent, too silent. When your name should have been called, but it wasn't. When the promotion should have been yours, but it slipped into someone else's hands. When the love you gave was returned with distance, or worse, absence. You've been faithful. You've been consistent. You've been sowing seeds, but where is the harvest? You've lit candles in the dark, but the doors remain shut. This message is not here to scold you. It's here to reveal to you what's really happening beyond the veil. Archangel Michael says the reason you keep getting overlooked is not due to a lack of worth, favor, or effort, but because someone is actively altering your path. And now that interference is being divinely exposed. This is no small matter. The overlooking wasn't random. The rejection wasn't accidental. The silence wasn't just the absence of opportunity. It was spiritual tampering. Someone with jealousy in their heart, someone threatened by your light, someone close enough to know your movements but dark enough to twist them, has been bending the path beneath your feet. The manipulation is subtle, like whispers in spiritual corridors, like hands rearranging what was already aligned. This isn't just about the natural realm. This is about energetic disruption. What was sent to bless you was rerouted. What was coming toward you was intercepted. But now, the highest authority has dispatched Archangel Michael to clear your skies. This is your moment of restoration. This is the moment the unseen hands are bound and silenced. And listen carefully. This is time-sensitive. The divine realms have given a 72-hour window. Within this time, revelation will meet realization. Expect the discomfort. Expect strange dreams. Expect messages that seem off but are spiritually significant. Expect sudden turns in conversations or interactions that reveal hidden hearts. You are not being left out anymore, you are being repositioned. A reversal is being authorized from heaven's throne. The one who altered your path will now watch your path light up again. They will witness your name rise beyond the fog they tried to create. They will see your elevation become untouchable. Divine vengeance is not cruel, it's just. And now justice is descending. This message does not come from human lips, nor does it echo through mortal minds. This message is from the one sent by the Most High to war on your behalf, Archangel Michael. When heaven sends a warrior, it's not for trivial things. It's because something sacred is under siege. Something divine is being tampered with. Something chosen, someone chosen, is being mistreated by those who were never authorized to touch your assignment. You have been seen. You have been heard. And you are not being overlooked in the heavens. But the delay on earth has been manipulated. Your timeline was adjusted by those who feared your rise. This is not paranoia. This is prophecy. You have been sensing it. You've been seeing glimpses. And now, the full revelation is unfolding before you. Archangel Michael enters this hour not with a whisper, but with the roar of divine authority. He does not come to comfort your enemies. He comes to scatter them. The atmosphere around you is shifting. The clouds that hung over your name, your reputation, your opportunities, are being torn apart by flaming swords of heavenly justice. For too long, they labeled you as average, while your destiny has always been extraordinary. For too long, they whispered doubts, while your soul screamed purpose. But now, the divine clock is correcting. You are not just in a new season. You are in a supernatural interruption of sabotage. There is a sound in the spirit, and it's calling your name. The time has come for the path to be straightened again. You do not belong in the shadows. You were never built to remain hidden. Those who overlooked you will now have to watch the elevation they tried to delay. Archangel Michael stands beside you, sword drawn, declaring that every manipulation is now nullified. What was crooked is about to be made straight. What was delayed is now accelerated. And what was covered is about to be crowned. This is your divine moment of exposure. For you, not against you. The true version of you is about to be revealed, and no interference can stop what heaven has ordained. Type "I receive justice" in the comments if you feel this. Blessing code 717 is circling your atmosphere. They've been watching you, not with admiration, but with calculation. Not with love, but with envy disguised as support. Archangel Michael whispers through the spiritual winds. Someone you once trusted is misreading your silence. They're not confused. They're pretending to be. They're not cheering for you. They're competing in secret. You felt it, haven't you? That sudden shift in energy when you enter the room. The way conversations end when you arrive. The subtle exclusions from gatherings you once belonged to. They have been silently moving against you, disguising their spiritual interference as harmless distance. But it is not harmless. It is not random. It is intentional. It is spiritual warfare cloaked in social etiquette. And heaven has taken notice. They thought they knew your worth, but what they saw was only a fragment of your fullness. They reduced you to a version that made them feel more comfortable. They edited your character in conversations when you weren't present. They used your moments of vulnerability as ammunition in their private narratives. And still, you said nothing. Still, you kept showing up with grace. Still, you walked with kindness while they dealt in quiet sabotage. Archangel Michael says your restraint was not weakness. It was wisdom. Your refusal to retaliate became your protection. But even in your silence, they continued to poke, continued to twist, continued to shift the path beneath your feet. A conversation is happening behind your back, the angel says, but it's about to come to the front. What was said in secret will be exposed in public. What was done in the dark will be undone in the light. You are not crazy. You are not imagining this. You are not being too sensitive. You have spiritual discernment, and that discernment is being validated by heaven. They've planted seeds of misrepresentation. Now they will reap the fruit of divine exposure. The version of you they've presented to others is about to collapse under the weight of truth. The energy around you has not been peaceful because someone close has created chaos with their tongue. Archangel Michael declares, they were sent to observe, not to contaminate. They were permitted to watch, not to manipulate. But they crossed a line. Now that line has triggered divine enforcement. You have been kind. You have been quiet. You have stayed on your side of the spiritual boundary. But they pushed. They plotted. They intervened. And now, that interference has provoked the sword of heaven. This is more than misunderstanding. This is misalignment being exposed. The people you were once aligned with have shifted their spiritual positions. And that shift is causing friction, resistance, and confusion in your path. But hear this clearly. Confusion is not your portion. Chaos is not your inheritance. Misunderstanding is not your identity. You are chosen. You are marked. And heaven does not overlook its own. The ones who have tried to repaint your image are about to witness the unveiling of your true glory. Not because you fought them, but because heaven fights for those who wait with integrity. Prepare for emotional disruption. Prepare for truth that stings before it liberates. You may lose a connection, but gain clarity. You may walk away from a table, but be seated at a throne. Archangel Michael says this is a divine confrontation with manipulation, and your only role is to remain still, aware, and surrendered. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten. You are being realigned. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 999 is now surrounding you. This is not personal. It is profoundly spiritual. The resistance you're facing, the strange disruptions, the missed opportunities, they are not simply human errors. They are spiritual signals, warnings that something bigger is playing out behind the curtain of your visible world. Archangel Michael steps forward now, not to explain the conflict, but to reveal its true nature. This is not about one person's jealousy. This is not about a closed door or a missed call. This is a spiritual war disguised as social friction. A battle for your positioning. A war for your voice. A targeted interference with your divine trajectory. Someone has tried to deter your destiny, and they knew exactly what they were doing. But now, the spirit world is responding. You were never meant to stay hidden. Your gift was always meant to disrupt darkness. Your name was written in heavenly blueprints long before anyone tried to erase it from conversations on earth. But when your anointing started rising, so did the attacks. When your vision became clearer, the sabotage became sneaker. The ones who altered your path didn't just speak, they conjured. With words dripping in doubt, gossip, and manipulation, they spiritually contaminated your surroundings. But Archangel Michael wants you to understand something deeply. They were reacting to your light. You did nothing wrong. Your growth triggered their insecurity. Your peace threatened their chaos. Your favor agitated their fear. The shadows that have risen around you aren't signs of weakness. They are confirmations of your spiritual weight. Evil do not attempt to alter paths that are empty. The interference came because your path is potent. You are not average. You are not random. You are not invisible. You are a chosen one. You are anointed. And every time you rise, the enemy scrambles to plant confusion. Every time you progress, something tries to pull you back. But this resistance is not rejection. It's spiritual redirection. Heaven is using this season to separate you from those who cannot walk the next chapter with you. Hear this now. What is happening is not a delay in punishment. It is a delay for divine preparation. Your path is being purified. The interferences are being highlighted so you can walk forward without spiritual leeches or distractions. You have been protected, even in what felt like betrayal. Archangel Michael says some of the no's you've heard were actually heaven's not yet to keep you from walking into spiritual ambush. You have not been overlooked. You have been safeguarded. There's a reason the tension increased after your last breakthrough. There's a reason the resistance became heavier just before you were about to be recognized. The darkness around you knows your light is approaching full flame. They know your name is on scrolls that are being opened. They know your calling cannot be stopped, so they tried to delay it. But they forgot one thing. They cannot stop what they didn't start. And your path was authored by the Almighty. This is your confirmation. You are under divine protection. And no weapon, no whisper, no warped narrative can undo what God has destined. And now, with Archangel Michael on assignment, every crooked plot is being exposed and dissolved. You don't need to respond. You don't need to explain. Your silence is sacred because your spirit is speaking in realms they cannot hear. And heaven has heard you loud and clear. You're not just in a battle, you're in a breakthrough. What was meant to destroy your direction is now becoming the soil for your ascension. Stand still. Stay alert. And know this, nothing they altered can remove your name from the list of the chosen. Type "I am divinely protected" in the comments if you believe this. Blessing code 1444 now covers your path. The Spirit does not speak in riddles when a warning is due. And now, the warning has come. Archangel Michael declares this clearly. Someone is not done. Someone is still planning. Someone is crafting a move to stop your next step, not with force, but with misdirection. It is subtle. It is disguising. He is crawling toward you with friendliness on its face and falseness in its breath. You have felt this energy building. It is not a figment of your imagination. It is a storm of spiritual interference that is preparing to manifest. And now, you must be aware. You must be alert. You must not dismiss what your spirit is telling you. Because what is coming is not about what they say. It's about what they do behind the scenes. They may contact you soon. They may message you with words soaked in sweetness but laced with manipulation. They may pretend to make amends, but it's not peace they seek. It's access. It's influence. It's control. They want to position themselves close enough to confuse your clarity again. But Archangel Michael says you are no longer the version of yourself that was easily disarmed by emotional guilt or false affection. You are wiser now. You are sharper now. You are shielded now. You have seen too much to fall back into the trap of pretending. This next message, this next interaction, this next chance meeting is not random. It's a strategy. The enemy is trying to re-enter your path under a different disguise. Don't open the door. Don't take the bait. Don't lower your guard in the name of being nice. Over the next 72 hours, expect a moment that requires discernment over emotion. A familiar face may appear, but the energy will feel unfamiliar. That is your confirmation. Do not explain your intuition. Do not defend your spiritual knowing. Heaven is backing your instincts in this hour. What may appear to be a harmless comment or a casual check-in could be the very conversation that aims to shift your spirit's direction. They want to plant a seed of hesitation, of doubt, of second-guessing. They want to create an internal dialogue that breaks your rhythm. But you must hold your peace like a sword. You must wear silence like armor. Because if you engage emotionally, you give access spiritually. And not everyone deserves access to this next level of you. Archangel Michael says this: the next 3 hours, the next 3 days, are critical. What? Do not react quickly. The trap is not in what they say. It's in how they twist your words after you speak. Remain still. Let them wonder. Let them talk. But do not explain your silence, because your silence is sacred strategy. Do not post in retaliation. Do not vent to people who leak your pain. Your clarity must remain clean. This is a test, not just of patience, but of wisdom. A test to see if you have learned from previous spiritual warfare. A test to see if you will guard the gates of your destiny this time with precision. They are spreading your name again. Not with truth, but with twisted pieces of truth. Partial facts rout an assumption. But their words are too weak to hold the weight of your anointing. Do not chase rumors. Do not try to clean up narratives you didn't create. That is not your assignment. Your only assignment in this hour is protection, preservation, and alignment. The enemy thrives on your reaction, but this time, let your restraint confuse them. Let your silence echo louder than their slander. Let your stillness become the storm they didn't see coming. This is not a time to confront. This is a time to consecrate. Guard your schedule. Guard your energy. Guard your relationships. Do not revisit broken connections that heaven already shut down. Do not be enticed by the illusion of closure. The real closure is the protection that God has already wrapped around your path. And now, as Archangel Michael stands guard, know that you are not alone. The interference has been seen. The interference hath been judged. And divine justice is already moving on your behalf. Type "I refuse the counterfeit" in the comments if you feel this warning in your spirit. Blessing code 2222 has been released for your discernment. Now is the hour of stillness. Now is the moment where your greatest weapon is not your voice. It is your silence. Archangel Michael stands beside you, not with thunder in his hands, but with wisdom on his tongue. You are being called into a posture of sacred restraint. The interference has been seen. The schemes have been exposed. And now, heaven is offering you something most people never recognize in time: the divine strategy of silence. Do not respond. Do not chase closure. Do not try to convince anyone of your innocence. Let it go. Let the lies linger in the mouths of those who carry them. Let the false narratives fall flat with no reply. Let your composure do the speaking while heaven does the moving. You have nothing to prove. You have nothing to defend. And you have everything to preserve. Your path is not only valuable, it is vulnerable to spiritual sabotage. Archangel Michael warns you not to underestimate how deeply they wanted to stop you. They didn't just want to delay your breakthrough. They wanted to distort your vision so thoroughly that you'd lose your own sense of purpose. That's why your clarity hath been under attack. That's why you felt so distracted, disoriented, and doubting your next step. But this moment is your recalibration. This is where you stop explaining yourself to those who only listen to misunderstand. This is where you stop offering spiritual pearls to emotional predators. Let your silence be your sword. Let your composure be your covering. This battle is not yours to fight in the flesh. You are not called to engage at the level they are provoking you to. You are called higher. You are called deeper. You are called forward. And that calling requires you to walk with strategic peace. Yes, peace can be strategy. Peace can be warfare. Peace can be power. While they rage in chaos, your peace will expose them. While they spread confusion, your peace will solidify your authority. Archangel Michael reminds you, what you don't respond to loses power. Your silence strips their control. Your quiet obedience becomes your loudest testimony. You must remain grounded now. Grounded in truth. Grounded in prayer. Grounded in your purpose. This is not the time to be emotionally reactive. This is not the time to seek revenge, nor validation. This is the time to anchor your spirit so deeply that no storm can move you. When you are grounded, the winds can howl but your foundation stands. When you are grounded, the lies can swirl but your identity stays intact. You do not need to defend what heaven has already anointed. You do not need to justify your journey to those who were never meant to walk it with you. You are not being passive. You are being prophetic. Your restraint is not weakness, it's wisdom. You are not ignoring injustice. You are handing it over to divine jurisdiction. Let God deal with what man cannot. Let heaven fight battles your words could never win. Archangel Michael says, when you stop trying to fix what is spiritual with natural responses, you invite miracles into the mix. You create space for divine reversals. You make room for justice that doesn't just balance the scale, it flips it in your favor. Let them speak. Let them speculate. Let them watch from a distance. Your access is being revoked. Their influence is being removed. Their manipulation is being dismantled. And it will all happen while you stay still, calm, and unmoved. The same ones who tried to alter your path will soon watch as heaven realigns it in public glory. And you will not need to say a word. You will not need to lift a hand. Archangel Michael will go before you. His sword will silence every tongue. His presence will clear every fog. You are not alone. You are not defenseless. You are divinely protected. Stay quiet. Stay clean. Stay crowned. The reward is coming, not for what you said, but for what you held back. Your discipline is attracting divine favor. Your maturity is activating angelic movement. And your refusal to stoop low is setting you up to rise high. This is your sacred strategy. This is your prophetic protection. This is how you win, without saying a word. Type "Heaven Fights" for me in the comments to anchor this truth in your spirit. Blessing code 3030 is shielding your path now. This is the turning point. This is where the storm begins to break, and the clouds of confusion part to reveal who you really are. Not who they said you were, not who they wanted you to be, not who they misrepresented you as. The time of being overlooked has expired. The season of being hidden in the shadows is over. What they tried to alter, heaven is now amplifying. What they tried to delay, God is accelerating. What they tried to reroute, Archangel Michael is now restoring. And now, you must rise, not timidly, not apologetically, but with clarity, with strength, with divine confidence. Because this next version of you will not walk like the last one. You are not returning to who you were. You are becoming who you were always meant to be. Archangel Michael speaks with fire in his voice and power in his presence. You are stepping into the light that was denied to you. The dimming they attempted is now turning into divine spotlight. Their attempts to twist your narrative have only made room for your real story to shine brighter. You're no longer stuck in the waiting room of your destiny. The door is opening, and not because of who you know, not because of human approval, but because heaven itself is now endorsing you. And when God places his seal, no man can remove it. No opinion can unwrite what God has authored. No manipulation can override divine will. The false timelines they tried to assign you are being deleted. The delay they caused is being reversed. And the detour they pushed you into is becoming the path of breakthrough. You are the storm they never saw coming. You are the revelation they tried to silence. You are the oil they tried to contaminate. And now, the oil is overflowing. You're not just walking in favor. You're walking in fire. You're not just surviving sabotage. You're mastering the momentum it produced. Every tear you cried in silence was water for the seeds of this emergence. Every betrayal you endured without vengeance became the soil for your elevation. You did not lose. You were being prepared. You did not get passed over. You were being purified. And now, the version of you that's emerging cannot be altered, cannot be shaken, and cannot be stopped. They will say you changed, but the truth is, you returned to your divine origin. They will say you're acting different, but the truth is, you're walking in your original assignment. This isn't revenge. This is revelation. This isn't payback. This is positioning. And what they tried to bury is now breaking through the ground with power. They thought your silence was surrender, but your silence was strategy. And now, your strategy is birthing strength. You didn't just hold on. You held your ground. And heaven honors that. The path ahead is yours again, not borrowed, not stolen, not manipulated. It is sacred. It is sealed. And it is secured by divine decree. The spotlight is not a gift from man. It's a result of divine alignment. Archangel Michael stands at your side now, not to remind you of your pain, but to remind you of your power. You are not overlooked anymore. You are not rerouted anymore. You are not questioned anymore. The evidence of your elevation will be undeniable. The ones who dismissed you will now witness your assignment unfold, and it will be too radiant to deny. Rise, not in arrogance, but in assurance. Rise, not in pride, but in purpose. Rise, not to prove them wrong, but to prove that nothing forged against you could stop what was written for you. You are not their version of you. You are God's version of you. The version that walks in authority. The version that commands rooms. The version that carries divine favor with every step. And the version that is now walking fully, freely, and fiercely into destiny. Type "I am rising" in the comments if this word confirms what your soul already knows. Blessing code 8181 is opening doors they thought were locked. This is the season of sacred reversal. Archangel Michael declares, what was distorted is being realigned, what was delayed is being released, and what was overlooked is about to overflow. You've been patient. You've been faithful. You've walked with bruised feet and a hopeful heart. You've asked quietly, God, did they win? Did I miss it? And now, heaven responds, not with a whisper, but with a roar. You did not miss it. You were being positioned. You were not forgotten. You were being refined. The path they tried to alter is returning to you, not just as it was, but with divine upgrades attached to it. You're not going back to pick up pieces. You're stepping forward into fullness. Prophetically, there's a wind blowing in your direction, and it carries a name, yours. Heaven is writing your timeline in front of your enemies. The contracts written in private to sabotage you are now being torn apart by unseen hands. The people who lied about you, the ones who blocked your name, the ones who threw shade while smiling to your face, they are about to witness the radiant light of your divine compensation. This is not about revenge. This is not about ego. This is about divine order being restored. The lie has reached its expiration date. The delay has reached its conclusion. The truth is surfacing, and it will not whisper. It will thunder. Someone will come forward. They've been holding back a truth that involves your name. They've been silent out of fear or pride, but their silence is cracking. And soon, the truth will emerge. A conversation that was once hidden will reach your ears. A connection that was severed will be revealed for what it truly was. And in that moment, you will not feel rage. You will feel release. Because the truth, even when painful, frees your spirit to fly. This is your spiritual liberation. This is your divine emancipation from false narratives and hidden plots. Peace is coming, but it won't look like what you expected. It won't always come with apologies. It won't always come with full explanations. Sometimes peace comes in silence. Sometimes peace shows up as opportunities that open without needing anyone's permission. Sometimes peace is being removed from the equation before destruction hits. Archangel Michael reminds you, you're not walking into the old version of peace. You're stepping into prophetic peace. Peace that follows exposure. Peace that holds power. Peace that doesn't depend on the approval of others. This is your final test before elevation. And the test is this: can you walk forward without needing validation from the very ones who tried to erase you? Can you accept blessings without dragging the bitterness of betrayal into the next season? Can you allow divine justice to do the talking while you do the walking? Because what's next is greater than what you lost. What's coming is heavier than what was stolen. And you are being given beauty for ashes, not just symbolically, but spiritually, emotionally, and relationally. The blessings ahead are marked by numbers. Watch for the blessing code 1212. That number will appear around you as confirmation, emails, clocks, receipts, signs. It's heaven's way of saying, stay ready. The shift is near. Expect divine acceleration. Expect sudden favor. Expect resources that find you. Expect clarity that floods your spirit. You will feel the weight lift off your shoulders. You will feel your breath deepen again. And you will walk differently, not just with boldness, but with authority. You are not the overlooked anymore. You are the revealed. You are not the rejected anymore. You are the reinstated. What was altered is now anointed. What was hidden is now honored. This is the prophetic moment where everything turns. Your name will be spoken in rooms you didn't even enter yet. Your gifts will be recognized by those who once dismissed you. Your presence will carry weight that no gossip can shake. Because when God elevates, no man can cancel. What heaven crowns, no darkness can decrown. And you, beloved, are crowned. Not later, now. Type I receive my crown in the comments if this message resonated with your spirit. Blessing code 1212 is now activated in your life. Now that the truth has been revealed, now that your spirit has been awakened, the time for hesitation is over. This is not the moment to sit passively while divine revelation swirls around you. This is your moment to step fully into agreement with what heaven is already doing on your behalf. You've heard the message. You've felt the stirring. You've recognized the signs. But revelation without response creates stagnation. So now, Archangel Michael calls you not just to listen, but to activate, to move, to declare, to speak out loud that you are no longer aligned with delay, deception, or spiritual interference. You are realigned with divine favor. You are positioned for fulfillment. You are reclaiming what was yours before interference began. Speak it aloud. I am no longer overlooked. Say it with the kind of authority that shakes your own soul awake. Say it as a declaration, not of arrogance, but of alignment. Because the tongue carries power, and heaven responds to what you decree. You must begin to decree over your life that the sabotage is broken, that the path is clear, and that your voice will not be silenced another day. Your breakthrough is voice-activated. Your favor is agreement-driven. The Spirit is already moving, but you must now match heaven's rhythm with earthly obedience. This is not about noise, it's about authority. When you type, when you declare, when you pray, when you stand firm, you are literally signaling to the realms of heaven, I'm ready. Archangel Michael instructs you to take immediate spiritual action. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel stronger. Now. Because what you do in this moment opens the next door. You've waited long enough. You've watched others pass you by. You've endured their manipulation in silence. But this time, the path is being cleared in real time. And the key to stepping into that clear path is your agreement. Your faith. Your confession. You must not remain silent. Silence may have been your strategy in the face of the enemy, but now it must become your trumpet in the courts of heaven. Declare the reversal. Command the clarity. Claim the restoration. And above all, accept the crown. If you're reading this, it's not random. This was divine timing. You didn't scroll here by mistake. You were led here. This is confirmation of the quiet battles you've been fighting, the delayed answers you've been questioning, and the confusing energy you've been surrounded by. This is why things didn't feel quite right. This is why the blessing seemed so close, yet just out of reach. But now that the source of spiritual interference hath been exposed, you can choose alignment. You can choose flow. You can choose clarity. Archangel Michael is not just speaking to you. He is calling you to rise. Let your next move be bold. Let your next prayer be direct. Let your next step be one of courage, not fear. And when you comment, when you declare, when you share this word, you are not just interacting. You are sealing a spiritual shift. You are participating in the alignment. You are responding to divine instruction. This is spiritual technology. This is how the heavens track agreement. This is how the blessing flows, where the faith responds. And as you feel this word stir something deep inside you, if it resonates, if it unlocks clarity, if it confirms what you could never put into words, then now is also the time to support the flow of these divine messages. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with a contribution of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way, more angelic messages, more spiritual clarity, and more tools for breakthrough. We are honored to walk this path with you, and every seed you sow helps light the way for others too. Type "I align with heaven" in the comments if you're stepping fully into this shift. Blessing code 5555 is now releasing divine momentum into your atmosphere. And now, beloved, let it be sealed. Let every word spoken in truth settle like divine rain upon your soul. Let every revelation anchor itself into your spirit. Let every warning, every affirmation, every prophetic instruction nest itself deep into your bones. You are no longer the one waiting in the wings. You are no longer the one passed over, stepped on, or disregarded. You are not lost. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are the revelation. You are the shift. You are the one that darkness hoped would remain unaware. But now you are aware. Now you awake. Now you are aligned. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can alter the path that heaven has just realigned beneath your feet. You are the embodiment of purpose wrapped in light. You are the living proof that no interference can eclipse divine intention. Archangel Michael stands not only beside you, but over you. He has warred for your name in realms unseen. He has struck down accusations hurled against your assignment. He has held the line when you thought you were alone. And now, he stands with sword drawn, not in defense, but in victory. Because the battle has shifted, the war is won, and the season of being overlooked has transformed into the season of divine revelation. You are not who they said you were. You are not the version they crafted to soothe their jealousy. You are not the caricature they painted behind your back. You are light in human form. You are oil in motion. You are destiny wearing skin. And no amount of spiritual tampering can erase what has already been engraved on heaven's scrolls. Your timeline was not canceled. It was corrected. Your future was not delayed. It was defended. And your crown was not lost. It was guarded until you were ready to wear it without fear, without apology, and without shrinking. So now, walk boldly. Walk fully. Walk fiercely. Let the whispers continue. Let the watchers remain confused. Let the manipulators sit in the ruins of the systems they built to block you. For the Lord has risen on your behalf, and with him you rise. With him you ascend. With him you shine. This is not ego. This is not pride. This is divine awareness. You now know who you are. You now remember what they tried to make you forget. You now carry the truth louder than their lies ever roared. Your peace is your power. Your restraint is your roar. Your silence is your sword. And your stillness is your stage. This is the moment heaven places the final seal. The one who was overlooked is now the one who will lead. The one who was altered is now the one who is anointed. The one who was rejected is now the one who is risen. Take a breath, beloved. Not because the war made you weary, but because the victory is yours to inhale. Breathe in assurance. Breathe in favor. Breathe in the aroma of heaven's decree. You were chosen for such a time as this. Let your heart rest. Let your mind settle. Let your soul rejoice. Because your name is no longer floating in uncertainty. It is anchored in divine truth. It is wrapped in angelic flame. It is lifted by unseen hands. Let them whisper. Let them wonder. Let them regret. You don't have to retaliate. You don't have to explain. You don't have to force. You only have to walk forward, upward, with fire in your eyes and peace in your chest. Because you are not a victim. You are the vessel. You are not broken. You are the breakthrough. You are not behind. You are being divinely revealed. To go. Go without fear. Go without question. Go without delay. Archangel Michael has gone before you. The path is now yours again. And this time, they will not be able to alter it. Type I am the revelation in the comments to seal this truth. Blessing code 7070 is now confirming your divine identity and covering you in radiant favor.